Havenhurst. You can check in, but you can't check out. Havenhurst stars Julie Benz, Danielle Harris, and is directed by Andrew C. Aaron. What's up, guys? It's time for another Netflix review. I like venturing out away from all the big Hollywood blockbuster type films, you know, the ones that you see at the multiplex. I like reviewing smaller films that you might only see on VOD or see on Netflix. And I've been getting a lot of positive feedback. Some people have said that they look at my reviews and find all these movies that they might not see otherwise. So that is like the ultimate compliment. But Havenhurst is one that actually caught my eye quite a few months ago. I saw the trailer. Matter of fact, I did a trailer reaction, I think. Of course, the first reason is Danielle Harris is in it. She's prominently displayed in the trailer. But I'm gonna give you a fair warning. Danielle Harris is not in this movie that much. And before I go any further, I'm gonna talk a little bit of spoiler stuff after the rating. And I think that's something I'm just gonna do from now on. If I feel the need to discuss some spoiler stuff, I'll talk about it after the rating. But just know that I'll never give you spoiler stuff before the rating, unless it's just a really old catalog release or something like that. You know, something that everybody's seen. But in Havenhurst, Julie Benz plays Jackie. She is a recovering addict. She just got out of AA, and she's staying in this huge high-rise apartment complex called Havenhurst. And this is where a lot of recovering addicts stay. But the reason she stays there is because her sister, Danielle, played by Danielle Harris, is mysteriously missing. And we see that at the beginning of the movie. Danielle, her and her boyfriend, they are both addicts and they are using. And then all of a sudden they are kind of stalked and murdered. But word of this doesn't get out. It's completely hidden. And so Jackie is trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But while she's staying in Havenhurst, she starts noticing all these weird things going on. Everyone that she encounters just seems a little bit left of center. And by the end of the movie, she puts the pieces together and finds out that this is a little bit more than she bargained for. So later in the movie, Jackie figures out that there are these kind of hidden pathways in Havenhurst, and she comes upon this room where she sees all these newspaper clippings. And this is the section where H.H. Holmes, which is a famous real-life serial killer, one of the first documented serial killers, he has links to Havenhurst. And his ancestors, led by Eleanor, the older lady, they are continuing his legacy and disposing of all the addicts that are in Havenhurst. Now, once we got to this section of the movie, which is about the middle, the H.H. Holmes section, that's when I got pretty excited because, one, I love stories about serial killers. It's just completely fascinating to me. Two, Martin Scorsese himself is actually directing a movie about H.H. Holmes starring Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know when that's going to come out, but that's high on my priority list. Now, all said and done, this isn't a bad watch. It's not great, but I think it's a nice way to pass 90 minutes. It's really short, actually. I think it's only like maybe 80 minutes. And it's actually written by Daniel Farrens, who actually wrote Halloween 6, which is one of my favorite Halloween sequels. And I think he does a fine job of like weaving all these characters together and making them interesting. And first off, Julie Benz, I think, makes for a great final girl. I think she's one of those actresses that always kind of flies under the radar, but we constantly see her pop up in, you know, film after film. She was actually in the last Rambo movie, but I really enjoyed her in this as a final girl. Plus, I love stories about creepy hotels or creepy apartment complexes. Dark Water is another good example. And of course, The Shining is probably the ultimate example. But it's kind of like the bastard cousin of The Haunted House. And there are some pretty creepy settings in this movie. Now, as far as any cons, now this is kind of a personal thing. I'm a huge Danielle Harris fan. I would have loved to have seen her in more of this, but unfortunately she's only in like the first 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And that was just a shame. And I'll go even further and say that I think Danielle Harris, she doesn't get the respect that she deserves. She's even been crapped on by the Halloween franchise in Halloween 6. And she is a very talented actress. And it's a shame that she isn't up there to the level of, say, like Josh Hartnett, you know, from H2O. Also, this doesn't like delve into new territory as far as the genre goes. It kind of plays it safe. It's interesting. I will give it a little bit of credit though for the unconventional ending, and I'll talk about that more in the spoiler section. But overall, guys, I would definitely give this a humdrum. I can't quite give it a purchase worthy, but like I said, it's not a bad way to pass 90 minutes. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about some of the spoilers. One is the character Sarah, who is with Jackie throughout the whole movie. And then near the end of the movie, she kind of turns on Sarah and becomes one of the helpers of Eleanor and her family, which was kind of a shock. And then another shock was that Jackie, played by Julie Benz, she dies at the end of this movie. And I remember mentioning that in my review for Splatter University. It's always weird when the final girl doesn't make it at the end. She's just killed. I get mixed feelings about that because if I really get invested in a final girl, of course I want her to make it, and I really wanted Julie Benz to make it to the end of this movie, but unfortunately she didn't. And the way she dies is really uneventful. And the dude that was chasing her looked like he belonged in the Misfits. So anyway guys, that is my review for Havenhurst. Check it out, it's on Netflix right now. Of course I won't be posting a link for this one, but keep in mind for all my future reviews, I will be posting a link for Amazon if you want to purchase said movie, and it helps out the channel, so I would appreciate that. Also, quick reminder, next month, gonna be doing a Patreon exclusive commentary. Looks like the movie in question is gonna be Scream, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you are a Drumdums Patreon member, then you get to talk Scream with me. It's gonna be really fun. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks where we talk horror all day, every day, and on Fridays we do Free For All Fridays. Follow me on most of these social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, at Drumdums, it's all there. If you like what I'm doing, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.